Hello, Facebook world. This is Marcia here from Midwest Performance. I am sitting today with two beautiful ladies. We are on our 5th episode of Coffee and MP. We have two special guests today, not one, but two. One of which is sitting next to me, Angela, and then the other side we have Michelle. These ladies have been a part of the MP family since August of last year, and we're super excited to be able to share their story with you ladies and or gentlemen today. So before we dive a little bit further into it, I would really love to have these two ladies introduce themselves. So we're going to actually start out with Angela. Angela, how did you come about MP? Tell us a little bit of background and history on yourself.
So my name is Angela, and I came about MP because my best friend Michelle decided to come over one day and it's like, you know what? I saw this 6-week challenge on Facebook and was like, you know, I think I'm going to try it. And I said, you know what? You're not going to try it alone because I'm going with you.
That's awesome.
I said, what do I need to do? And so she's like, this is what you need to do really quick because I didn't find it on mine. And honestly, it's become part of everyday life. Like we just always are saying, okay, when are we going to go work out? You know, the family here, everybody's really nice and everybody's become really friendly with us. But I've been my weight loss journey probably, I would say in college. I had, some problems with my period, and so I went on birth control. The problems with my period were pretty severe. Mm-hmm. They ended up making so that I would faint, and I mean it just was getting to be so out of control. I didn't know what to do.
Sure.
And so birth control was the only option my gynecologist gave me at that time. And so I went on the birth control. I started gaining rapid weight. It was It started like I was like about a 5, and so I kept gaining. I went to her, I go, what's going on? What's wrong here? And she's like, I don't know. She goes, let me try you on a different one. And I still was gaining. I got up to probably a 12, 14 at that point.
Oh wow. What size were you prior to that?
Like I was like a 3 on top and a 5 on bottom, and so it was pretty bad because my bottom is a little bit heavier, and so it just gained so much weight, and I couldn't figure out what I needed to do, and so I would try all these diets and different things, and nothing really was working. I kind of even went so far as to take diet pills and laxatives and all these things just to help myself lose weight, and it's just, but you know what? I'm here, and the workouts are very different, and it helps me lose.
Cool. Good to know. So now that we've got to know a little bit about Angela, let's move on to Michelle. Tell us a little bit about yourself, Michelle, how you came about MP and your journey prior to MP, your story. So give the audience a perspective.
I got married when I was 18.
Wow. Young.
I was very young.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. I was naive and stupid. I just wanted to get out of my house. My parents' house. So I got married when I was 18. He left me 6 or 8 times.
Oh wow.
During our marriage, and I got divorced when I was 21. During that time frame, I was so depressed and unhappy that I gained a lot of weight. Mm-hmm. I would say I wasn't small. Yeah. I was a size 10 when we got married. And I would say by the time it was over, I was a size 16.
Wow.
So within that 3-year period, I gained a lot of weight.
Sure.
And then I just stayed heavy throughout my whole adult life, and still heavy. So when I came to MP and I saw the page on Facebook that was posted that they're offering a 6-week challenge, I was like, you know what? It's time to concentrate on me.
Yeah.
It's time to do what I need for myself. So I joined, and then I told Angela about it, and I said, I just joined it, and she's like, I want to do it with you. Yeah, let's do it.
So I'm glad that you mentioned that. So how did you guys meet? Because you guys have similar stories. You guys were, it sounds as though you were fit at one point in time, and you gained all this weight. Like, did you guys just find each other and be like, hey, we're in the same position. Let's go do this. I mean, how did this all come about? Like, how did you guys meet?
So we, our kids are in Roselle, so they were on the baseball teams together. And we kind of, just started talking at one baseball game. Mm-hmm. They ended up on the same team. And we just became, we became more like friendly acquaintances because we'd see each other. But then there was a year, I was like, how many years ago?
God, I would say 7, 8 years ago.
Oh, it's been that long.
Yes.
Yeah.
It's a long time.
And I invited her over for 4th of July.
Wow.
And we didn't really know each other that well at that point.
Okay, so it's just more of a coincidence.
Yes. And I said,
yes,
come over to my house. We're going to have like a 4th of July picnic. And so we started hanging out, and we just became closer and closer and closer. We just realized that we had the same likes and you know, we're alike and we're different all in the same time. Yeah. And so we just became really close friends. And honestly, I don't think I could live a day without her.
That's awesome. That's so cool to hear. So it's super cool because I'm a firm believer that people cross paths for a reason, right? Which is what brought you ladies here today. So my next question I have for you is, what made you two decide to do the 6-week challenge together?
Do you know what? I couldn't imagine not doing it without her. She's been my motivator, my every time I put something in my mouth, I call her and say, I want to cheat.
I go, no,
don't do it.
She said, no,
Don't
Michelle,
Yeah.
you're doing well. Don't do it.
So time out. So guys, for those of you that are watching live right now, like, put yourselves in these beautiful ladies' position, is that it's also nice to not only do it just by yourself, but having an accountability partner to hold each other accountable. Just being able to be like, hey, I need some help, you know, picking up the phone and being able to call that other person, you know. So go ahead, sorry.
Yeah,
keep going.
No, so, you know, every time I felt that, I would just call her or text her and just say, and then vice versa. She would do the same thing, and I said, no. Yeah, you're allowed a cheat day.
Right.
Don't get me wrong. We have cheated along the way, but then we would get back on track.
Yeah, exactly.
And, you know, and like, that's it. Why are we doing this? Why are we doing this? We get so sick the next day not eating what we normally
yes. Eat. Oh my gosh. So we were in the 6-week challenges right at the end of it, and we ate like this dinner. And honestly, I don't think I've ever been so sick in my life. It tells you that the foods that are not as clean make you so ill. They make you violently ill. I was sick for 2 days.
So how did you ladies end up, throughout this 6-week challenge, did you find value in the education that you have with your accountability coaches or your nutrition coach? Like, what did you guys learn by doing this 6-week challenge together?
I think I learned that, you know, it always seems to, you know, that you're going to keep moving along and you're going to keep eating. But you know what? I think if you talk to people that are in the same boat type of thing, or they've experienced it, or they're just more knowledge, they have a tendency to give you more ideas, you know, because sometimes you eat the same stuff, and it gets a little bit daunting. And so you're like, okay, well, try the Muscle Maker meals or different things like that. You know what I mean? You could try something else. It's not just, you know, chicken and broccoli. You know what I mean? And you got to try to like create variations. It tends to add, it tends to make you want to stick with
broaden your horizons. Step outside your comfort
zone. And I think that's been my biggest challenge, I think, recently, is I was getting used to always eating the same thing. And so then I was like, well, my kids are, because I would have my kids eat, if they were going to eat pizza, I just would eat like a salad.
You guys have kids, right?
Yes.
Okay, so you have...
I have 3.
You have 3, and then you have 2, right? Okay, so how about you? How did you decide that, like, hey, within the 6-week challenge, like, I'm getting value? How were you getting value other than having Angela as an accountability tool?
I was doing a lot where now I'm prepping my food. Before I wasn't prepping my food.
That's huge.
It's huge. I listened to your motivational speech that you gave on Facebook.
Awesome.
That was a life-changing event for me.
Thank you.
And how did you hear about that video? What happened with that video? Why don't you tell Marcia? I saw the video and I said, you have got to watch this video. I go,
awesome.
You have got to. I go.
So time out for a second. For the people that are tuning in, they're probably wondering, what video are they referring to? So for all of our members, we have a private Facebook group page that all of our members are in there. We use as a very good resourceful tool for utilizing for communication. Yes, appreciate the hearts and thumbs up. So this is super important to not only building a very strong culture and community, but it's very good to be able to educate our members further outside of just their workouts, right? So I believe it was about 2 weeks ago, we went on Friday. We have a Friday Fitness Pack that I was able to go on Facebook Live. So go ahead.
So this video was telling us, and she goes, do you have a piece of paper? And I got my piece of paper and my pen, and I wrote down everything she said. I said it was, you know, making sure that you do protein shakes after you work out. Make sure that you take your BCAAs all day. Put it in a jug of water. I'm like, you know, that's a really good idea. Get a jug, put maybe not as much because it's kind of sweet. So put it all in, and then it's like, okay, make your meals, write it down, prep them out. You know, make sure
FitnessPal.
Use FitnessPal. All these different things, and it's like it was just the way she said it, the way your approach was. It just was.
It's inspiring.
Yes,
that's awesome. Very inspiring.
That's really cool.
So that's what I did. That next day. I went shopping. I prepped all my food, got containers, and we talked. And I told her, I said, "This is what I'm doing." She goes, "Why?" I listened to the video. I need to do that too. So I think that she started doing that as well.
Yep.
That's cool.
I listen to all the like protein facts, and I listen to the BCAAs, and I listen to all that. The one thing I still find myself hard with is prepping meals. So what I would do is I'd make dinner for that night, and then I would have the carryover to the next day. And so I would make it for lunch and for my husband and myself, and then we eat a dinner and do the same thing. But it's not, I think hers is better because she puts it for every day. There's no excuses. You got them in the hands.
I love that. I love that there's no excuses. And what's really important is that the value, it's awesome that we provide this value, but it doesn't mean anything, guys, if you don't execute it. And I love it. When you guys saw that right away, you're like, I'm ready. I gotta be able to go right away.
What's so funny is since I started doing this second week, she's noticed a difference in
I do.
my weight loss.
That's awesome.
Yes, I do. Awesome. I said to her, I go, you look really good.
She's noticed it.
That is very awesome. So execution is important. It doesn't matter how much knowledge you know. If you don't necessarily do anything with that knowledge, you're sitting on valuable information. So execution is key.
It's true.
Yes, it really is.
It really is.
Yeah. So if you had to give any advice to anybody in the audience that's watching today, what would that be, Angela?
I honestly think it would be stay accountable. Write it down, figure out what you're going to do if it's going to be like the meals for that particular week. Make sure you write it down, keep yourself accountable, and make sure you prep your meals.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
How about you, Michelle?
I agree 100%.
You got to give something other than you. I know you have some tidbits.
FitnessPal.
MyFitnessPal.
MyFitnessPal.
Yes.
It counts track of all your calorie intake for the day. I love it. Love FitnessPal.
That's good. So for those of you that are just tuning in and wondering who these beautiful ladies are that are sitting next to me, they're truly inspiring. They're best friends. They met through I believe softball. Their kids play baseball. Sorry, softball's for women, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Through baseball. So it's super cool to be able to have them inside the studio. They hold each other accountable, not only inside the studio but outside the studio. So if you're looking to have some sort of accountability partner, you don't think you could do it on your own, find someone, guys, because at the end of the day, we're here, right? So if you're finding value with this, give us some thumbs up, some hearts, show some love. It looks like we have a couple questions here, so I'm gonna actually go ahead and chime in as well. So with that being said, my next question for you ladies is, now that you've made some sort of establishment for yourself, you've been here for a couple months now, I know a lot of people, some people find themselves, it becomes to be very monotonous. Like, how do you get out of that? Like, oh, I don't want to go to the gym. They find reasons not to go find reasons not to stand here. Do you guys feel like you
not here. I never feel like I don't want to go.
We tried we did Zumba together, and we would do that, and it was a time where we were like, I don't know. We don't know if we wanted to go. But here,
it's different.
It's completely different.
What makes it different? Like,
the motivation, the people here, everyone's family.
The trainers.
Yes.
I have to tell you, Jamie says, give me a shout out. And I go, I'm going to do it. Her motivational experience. It's an experience, I think, though.
Yes.
But all the trainers, honestly, I love them all. I love Tiffany, I love Sabrina, I love all of them. They're wonderful, and they keep you accountable. They do. They kind of say, come in, and they're so nice, and it becomes different. It's not like, oh, I gotta go over to some other gym, and I don't want to work out, I don't feel like doing it. It's not like that.
That's awesome. That makes me really happy to hear. You just gotta find a home, regardless if it's here, wherever the case may be. You just have to find somewhere where you're comfortable, so that way you can continue to go back day after day, regardless of how hard it gets, right?
Yeah,
so true.
We're gonna go ahead and answer some of these questions here. Laura, hey Laura, thanks for tuning in. Laura asks, what if you don't cook? Any advice here? What if you don't cook? So we do have something here.
We have the Muscle Maker meal.
You want to go ahead and tell them about that?
Yes. So the Muscle Maker meals, you actually order it. It's kind of like a day before, a couple days before, and then it comes in on the Monday.
Yeah.
And you pick up your meals, and it's there's actually more than I thought it would be. More options. I thought it would be a lot of salads and maybe just some like broccoli and chicken, the same things. But there's actually even bowls of chicken ham, wraps, and stuff that you wouldn't think that you'd be able able to have.
For sure.
But it actually works out that you can have
It's
that.
pretty cheap.
Yeah, it is.
Yes.
$7 a meal. So for those of you that are watching, Laura had asked, what if you don't cook? What if you don't prep your meals at home? We do offer, we provide an outsourced service that comes in for these ladies and provides them, they prep their meals for them. So people that are busy and on the go, all they have to do is literally take their food in the microwave, and it's just that simple, right? So thanks, Laura. I hope that answers your question. Let's see here. Rachel says, I watched it. It was great. Thank you so much. You're welcome, Rachel. Laura, thanks for tuning in as well. So again, if you, for those of you that are just tuning in, we're meeting here again with two amazing women. We have Angela and Michelle here. They've been members of MP. They started out in the 6-week challenge about back in August of last year, and they've, you know, and based on your story, you said you haven't had much success on the scale. But where else have you seen the actual change, the significant amount of change? If it wasn't the scale.
I'm gonna tell you, when I started in August, I'll be honest, I was a size 18.
Okay.
I am now a size 14.
Yes, that's amazing.
So,
yes.
you know,
It
you
is.
might not see it in the pounds,
Right.
but you do see a huge difference in your clothes.
That's awesome.
It is. There's a lot of
That's
difference.
what matters to me.
Yeah.
It's not just the pounds,
Right.
it's the inches.
It's the inches, as it should be. How about for you?
Honestly, I have to say it's the inches, it's the cut of your muscles. So I think that's what I'm noticing more. Like I feel like my muscles are different. Of course your pants and your clothes fit better. I just think my thing is the stress that I'm under right now. And that's one of the things that I'm struggling with. Now it's not coming here, it's not eating the meals, it's the stress level that I have. I think that's what's hindering me a little bit right now. And
How do you deal with that? How do you manage that?
She calls me.
I call Michelle. And we're not even kidding. I call her, I go, Michelle, what am I going to do? Blah, 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 blah. So it's kind of how it is. So I think if I can get that under control and get, I think, you know, a little bit more, I don't know, and I think the determination and the videos and stuff,
Yeah,
I think
it
I'm going
helps.
to go to that, I think, right now.
Good. So for those of you that are watching, if they don't have an accountability partner, now let's put ourselves in their perspective or shoes. Let's say that Michelle isn't available. What would you do then?
Oh, I don't know. I mean, you know, it's not like sometimes you can't talk to your spouse.
Right.
You know what I mean? Because
Yeah.
they just don't get it.
Yeah.
I don't know. I think I probably would put the radio real loud in my car.
Crank the radio, guys. You gotta crank the radio to give you some sort of sanity. How about you, Michelle?
Me, I think my solution is now if I want to eat, I chew gum.
Okay, that's good.
I chew gum or a mint.
Okay.
Or what I do sometimes is go out with the kids
That's good.
or go for a walk.
Yeah.
Something like those lines. So I don't, not in my house and want the food.
Yeah. Any preference on gum in particular?
I like
'Cause there's
Mentos.
so many that's
I know,
on Mentos.
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 Yes.
Do you chew
I
gum?
chew gum. I do extra.
Extra?
Yeah.
I'm not a gum chewer. Is it
No.
sugar free at least?
Sugar free.
Sugar
Oh
free.
yeah, you have to go sugar free.
You have to go sugar free.
I
love
don't even
Mentos
know
though.
anymore. Like there's a couple on the thing, but I don't use any of those. Like the big Hubba Bubbas or whatever when you were a kid.
Oh yeah.
That's awesome.
Whatever's in my house.
Whatever's in your
gum.
house. So how often, don't want to get too far off track, how often do you ladies work out?
At least 3 days a week.
Okay.
And then I try to do some things at home too if I can't make it into the gym. But I try to get
cool.
here usually like a Monday, Wednesday, Thursday, or Monday, Wednesday, Friday.
Okay, that's good. So you guys have consistency, it sounds
Yes.
like. Good.
Yes.
Good. So how many do you say have you missed, substantially, or has it been consistent throughout since starting that 6 week?
Honestly, I had my appendix out.
Okay.
Okay, and that happened on November 15th.
Okay.
And I have to tell you, that hindered me too.
Okay.
I was out for probably 3 weeks. It was supposed to be, they told me 5 or 6 weeks.
Oh wow.
And so I came back sooner.
That's crazy.
I shouldn't have, but I couldn't. I'm like, I started this. I want to continue
Right.
this. I don't want to just stop because of a health thing.
I like that. I like that you said that because I think some people maybe would have used that as an excuse. Like, I can't,
Yeah.
I'm sick, I just had surgery, but you're like, nope, I got to get
And
right
I
back on track.
And I took one of your workouts then.
That's awesome.
And I'll tell you what happened to me. You're like, let's go. And I'm like, and I told Tiffany, I'm like, I'm not telling her that I couldn't do it.
yeah.
So I kept trying.
So it's the determination.
It's determination.
It's determination.
Yeah.
Guys, I hope you're taking notes. She's dropping bombs today. I love it. Yes, appreciate the hearts, the thumbs up. How about you? Like, how do you stay on track, maintain consistency? Like, share these secrets with these ladies. What is it for you?
Well, when she was out, I came by myself, and I just met new people. I got to know everyone.
That's awesome.
And of course, you make friends here. We have a lot of friends here. So I just go for it. I have to. It's just I go for it, and I have my mindset that I'm going to do it this time because I've tried several other weight loss programs, and this time it's about me.
It's sticky, yeah. I don't
It's
love
about
it.
me.
Jennifer says, crank the radio. Love it. Yes, that's super important. Hey, Jamie. Hey, Katrina. Thanks for tuning in, ladies. So again, for those of you that are just tuning in, again, I'm super excited to have these beautiful ladies sitting next to me. We have Angela on one side of me and Michelle on the other side. They're best friends. And they decided to take the plunge and say, hey, we need to do this together. We need to be able to hold each other accountable, not only inside the studio but outside the studio. So it's super inspiring to have these ladies on board. So even for those of you that don't have accountability partners, that's okay. At the end of the day, just find something like these ladies did. They've tried everything, but just find something that works for you. Any other advice before we tune out, ladies? Any other advice?
Honestly, I just think if you could get your diet and not allow outside influences like the stressors of your life and continue to keep pushing on, I think you'll be successful.
Amen.
I really
love
do.
that. That's a good takeaway. That's a really good
Awesome.
takeaway.
How can I go from there?
Yeah.
She hit it on the mark.
Yeah, no, come on. She's always like, I agree. No, there's gotta be something.
No,
There's gotta be something.
Just be accountable. Figure out what works for you, and come in, do the workout, and you'll love it, and you won't want to leave. You really don't.
You don't.
That's cool. So it's at the end of the day, it's just not the workout; it's the nutrition side of things.
It is,
and it's getting rid of the excuses. And like you ladies said, it's about execution, being able to take all the resources that you have here and actually applying them. So guys, again, I'm very thankful that you guys are tuning in here, and hopefully you're jotting some notes and be able to have some good takeaways for this. Show us some love, give us some hearts, some thumbs up. Again, at the end of the day, we're here. Even if it's not here, just start somewhere. Just put yourself out there. If one thing doesn't work, try something else. At the end of the day, hopefully, yes. I love. Thank you so much, ladies, for tuning in, and or gentlemen, if there's anything out there. I don't see any more questions at all. If does anyone have any more questions before we sign out, I just want to make sure that we get all your questions answered before we end up signing off here. So we'll give it like a couple minutes before we tune out here. I'm going to actually pull it up just to make sure we don't have any other questions here. Jamie says, hi, ladies. Laura says, love my fierce friends. Hey, Alex, thanks for watching and tuning in. Again, we're going to give a couple more minutes just to make sure if anyone has any more questions before we sign out. Again, we're meeting with two beautiful ladies here. Laura says, you are so inspiring. So that's so awesome. Yes,
that's so
that's
nice.
super cool.
Thank you.
So we are very grateful to have each and every one of you tune in to have Angela and Michelle be able to share their story and their journey, and hopefully it would make an impact, if not one person that's watching today, to be able to impact your life and make a difference. So with that being said, guys, it doesn't look like we have any more questions, so we're going to go ahead and tune out. Have a good weekend, and hopefully we'll see you at some point in time in the studio. Bye.